I'm just so sick of mainstream media coming out there and saying that, nothing's wrong with, with these terrorists trying to cover it up, with CNN making fake videos, saying that, oh, look, there's these people aren't radicalized. These people are, great Muslims, and not all ISIS is bad. And, there's Muslims here to prove that, when they're not even really out there authentically standing with their own protest. When CNN has to stage an event to make it look like there's nothing wrong. When the media attacks Donald Trump after retweeting Matt Drudge, saying that it was a terrorist attack. And then NBC News is like, oh, no, we're not going to take the president's words accountable because, one, he retweeted Drudge Report, which is the second biggest news site on earth, and, has incredible credibility. And two, it's the fact that he says terrorist attack, so we're not going to go with that, and we're not going to condone that. We're not going to agree with what the president said until the facts come out. Well, guess what? The exact style that was implemented in these attacks is exactly straight out of the ISIS playbook. So, of course it's Islamic, of course it's terrorism, and of course it's radical. Trump got it right. Again, what do you know? What do you know? And then after this, literally a day later, in Notre Dame, the real Notre Dame, now a guy with a hammer outside the Coliseum starts beating up a cop, kills him, I think, and starts and people. There's footage of people running everywhere, terrorizing people. It's horrible, and that's a day later. I believe he's dead now. Both the cop and the terrorist attack, and the terrorist. I know the London Bridge terrorist attacks. The terrorists, are dead. 3 of them. I think there's 2 more that either are caught or are in jail. I think they even arrested 12 more that were involved in it single-handedly. Nonetheless, the people that did it are dead now with fake suicide vests they had on to intimidate people. That's already been confirmed by the police there. And that's pretty terrifying. Then you get another, now, but people got to remember this is Ramadan. Annual Ramadan has starting May 26th of this year. And so far, I believe the last numbers I've seen was 149 deaths so far. That includes what's happened in Iraq and Afghanistan, here in the West, in Europe, and now in France and things like that. And altogether, since May 26th, there's been 149 deaths. I think now even more than that. The numbers I got to recheck again because it's been a few days since I've looked at that. But that's what's happened. And, whenever you learn in school, I remember learning in school that Ramadan was a time of peace, a time of fasting, a time of, prayer and all this. But then they look at the top of it. They don't shade down to the real depths of the evils of Islam that happens there, where thousands commit crimes, thousands are dead, Christians are being killed, Coptic Christians in Egypt are being blown up, and buses are being destroyed by jihadis. When they know there's Christians in the bus, that's the scary part. They know what's going on, and they're not stupid. They're doing it, but they're cowards. They're idiots or losers, just like Trump said. They're idiots and losers, just like the president said. The president's got it right. Not being a sycophant, just that's common sense. That's not hard to see. And then you get these idiots on the left that are just screaming out climate change, how evil Trump is for denying climate change. Thank God, a few days ago, Trump pulled out of the Paris Accord, shifting gears. Trump pulled out of the Paris Accord climate agreement, which is basically the biggest false statement, false narrative, false, you name it, crap, technocratic crap I've ever seen in my life. Taxing you to live, to breathe, and then killing jobs. This basically goes hand in hand with NAFTA to sell out our jobs to these, lower third world countries and even down to Mexico, and produce things here. It's a giant trade scheme that was just stopped the other day by the president that Obama signed us into last year, I believe. And now the left is screaming that we're all going to die, that we're all going to lose it, that this is extermination of human beings as we know it. Just crazy nonsense that's spewing out from the Democrats, and it's absolutely insane. They politicize science, and they're saying, 97% of scientists agree. when 97% of those scientists are working for the government, which have an agenda, which are going to go along the government's agenda if they want to get paid, they want to have a job, and they want to work. That's what's going to happen there. Well, real climatologists, even the founder of the Weather Channel, is saying that no, it's fake. It's a whole political scheme to tax you, and they're taxing cow farts, like I always say on here, just because that triggers people. It's real. That's happening as we speak. Farmers are losing. There's a lot of regulations. Farmers are losing their ability to grow crops and their ability to harvest crops and animals. It's horrible what we're seeing since this Paris Climate Agreement was brought to life and America went into it. Now, thank God the president has signed back on it, saying that originally that China would have had 13 years to completely pollute. They're probably the most polluted country on earth. Then India is going to go over and say, we're going to burn coal that's dirty compared to the United States. We have clean burning coal. People are just like, oh no, we have coal that's so bad for the atmosphere when we're burning clean coal. And now carbon dioxide all of a sudden is this evil, a horrible chemical that's just killing everybody. That's not true at all. There's ice cores in Antarctica that prove otherwise. There's been global warming, heating, and cooling periods throughout the history, the billions of years of Earth's existence. And people think this is just new. People think that man-made carbon is what's causing this. It's not. You want to talk about a real climate change? Of course the climate's changing every day. The climate changes daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. But it's not so drastic to the point where we're all going to die because of this horrible pollution that man's putting out. And America's the worst when China has one of the worst pollutants in the world. And America's got clean burning coal. Yes, I agree. LA, if you ever go to Los Angeles and you sit on top of a mountain, you watch sunset happen, you can literally see a field. It looks like a force field of smog settling down into LA. There's a high population there. Yes, there's a lot of carbon. However, it's not going to go off and kill people. What will is a bunch of nuclear bombs 22,000 nuclear bombs going off at once. That'll end civilization and everyone else. I think we're more worried about ending humanity more than we are destroying the Earth. When the Earth's been through insane climate changes, real climate changes, not this stuff that's been going on. The Paris Climate Agreement would have only saved us from 0.02% of a Celsius degree rise in temperature till 2100. That's it. That's by the United Nations, the corrupt United Nations own model. And we would have spent trillions, 10 trillions in 10 years, a trillion every year to 2 trillion almost, trying to save the Earth from rising 0.02% while losing all of our jobs. Manufacturing, coal, losing things that are completely reliable. All to saving the world from human carbon dioxide, elimination. It's ridiculous. It was the dumbest thing. Trump knew it. The Trump administration knew it. Scott Pruitt knows it. And now it's gone. Thank God. We're done. There's no more Paris Climate Accord with the United States. And then you got German papers, saying that F you to Trump, saying that, look, you're going to kill the globe now. I mean, it's just like the most uneducated people are out there spewing crap to the president, saying that he doesn't know what he's doing, saying that he hates the environment. The EPA is corrupt as hell. It regulates the royal crap out of businesses so they can't pump out nearly enough of what they need to in order to sustain their economic development. And also, sustainable development is a big thing in this too, in the Agenda 21 style Paris Climate Accord, which is basically, they say to, it's in their own words, they say to, the problem is people, ultimately their end game is to get rid of people. Now, I saw they were talking about a few years ago, saying that we need to drop the population down from 7 billion to 2 billion. Now, Bill Gates is funding this whole thing, and Monsanto's behind it too, saying, and the Ford Foundation with these open borders and things like that, trying to influence that end, saying that now we need to draw the population down to 500 million and reduce it to that much so we can control the population even more. Stay with me. I'm Justin Comer on the Justin Comer Show. I'll be right back.